Hello students, welcome back to the class. Today we are going to start with the merits and demerits of the cooperative societies. In the last video we have discussed what is meant by a cooperative society, that is an organization voluntary made by the people with the minimum of number of 10 members and maximum there is no limit, which work together for the benefits of their member using the cooperative principles. In today's video, we will discuss what are the benefits and what are the disadvantages of a cooperative organization. So, talking about the merits, the first benefit is that there is equality in voting status. One person will have one vote irrespective of the amount invested by him. So, if whether he is investing 10,000 rupees or 10 lakh rupees, he will still get one vote only. So, there will be equal chance to participate in the management of the business rather than favoring only the rich people. Another benefit that is that there is limited liability. Each partner is liable only up to the amount contributed by him into the business. That means केवल capital के लिए they are responsible. They are not responsible for any amount over this capital amount. The creditors cannot claim their personal property. Stable existence, that means if a cooperative society has been formed, it will keep on going without any effect from death or anything else from of its member. It can only be winded up by doing the legal procedures only. It doesn't the situation of member doesn't affect the existence of cooperative society. Another benefit is that it has economical functioning, because the members themselves manage the business, they don't hire outsiders. Secondly, they directly purchase from manufacturers, they directly deal in wholesale, so they get the benefits of economies of scale. They do not maintain large stocks, so there is no warehousing cost, and there are, due to cash sales, they only have cash amount recovered, there are no debtors and no bad debts. So overall there is economic functioning, there is very less wastage of resources. Another benefit that the cooperative organizations get, that they get support from government. They get various benefits from government. Government provides various concessions, various tax benefits to these organizations. They provide subsidies on electricity, on raw materials. They provide loans on easy interest rate. So these are the benefits that a cooperative organization get. So next, it is easy to form. There is no so long procedure to form a cooperative organization. To form a cooperative organization, there must be at least 10 people. You have to fill the form, you have to get it self registered. बहुत ज़्यादा legal formalities नहीं करनी है. And it has open membership for everyone. Anyone who has the similar interest, anyone who wants to do the same benefit can join the cooperative organization. It doesn't bar any candidate on the basis of its religion, sex, and caste. So any person who want to join can join, and any person who want to leave can leave from a cooperative organization. But again, it has some disadvantages as well. With benefits, it has some disadvantages as well, and the major disadvantage means that it has only limited capital. This is due to the democratic rule. That means a person will get only one vote, no matter how much amount he invests into the business. So the people get offended, like, what is the benefit of investing more amount into this business? Like, if we are investing 10 lakh, we are getting the same rights. If we are investing 10,000 only, we will get the same right. So due to this, the members usually don't invest too much money into the business, which decreases the amount of capital. And also there is no minimum criteria. There is no minimum criteria to for the management, like इतना आपको invest करना ही करना है, आपको capital के लिए कोई ऐसा figure नहीं दिया गया है. And due to this, there is always limited capital with cooperative organizations. Another disadvantage being inefficient management. Inefficient management is because the organization is managed by its member only. All the activities are managed by the members. They don't hire professional experts. So there is usually some inefficiency in management of the cooperative organizations. Another thing is that there is lack of secrecy. They are open discussions, so they don't have that proper protocol to maintain their secrecy. They have to discuss the matter with their members, due to which the crucial information sometimes get leaked out to a vast majority of people. Due to this, there is lack of secrecy. There is excessive government control also, because government is providing them too much of subsidies, too much of other benefits. So the government is like, if we are providing you this much benefits, we will also charge, we will take your accounts into consideration, we will want this report. And due to this, there is excess control of government in the overall cooperative organization. And there is difference of opinion, conflict among members, because the members are from different backgrounds, they are from different section of society. There is always a difference in opinion, and if someone gets rigid over that, then there can be conflicts and even disputes over those topics. So usually there is supremacy of selfish motive, and they forget the service motive, due to which the cooperative organization's motive sometimes don't get achieved. These were the benefits and limitations of a cooperative organization. In the next video, we will discuss the types of cooperative organization. Till then, take care and have a great day.